Now, on the diplomatic front, Russia's foreign minister says national reconciliation is the only way to achieve peace in Syria. In a meeting with a delegation of Syrian officials in Moscow, Sergei Lavrov also said Assad is not doing enough to bring both sides together. The Syrian government insists it is ready to negotiate.
National reconciliation tops the agenda of the current government. The Syrian people want this to end. We need to sit at the negotiating table. Those who want to engage in a dialogue can do so immediately. We only insist on two principles: that there be no foreign intervention and that the use of violence be denounced.
Well, for more on this, we're joined by Edward Djerejian, founding director of Rice University's Baker Institute for Public Policy. Thanks very much for being with us. So first of all, what do you make of Russia's comments there that national reconciliation within Syria is the only way to find peace? Is there any remote possibility of that actually happening?
Well, as you well know, national reconciliation and establishing a political transition has been at the center of the United Nations efforts, especially that of the then special UN and Arab League envoy, Kofi Annan. The problem and the conundrum is that there has been no real good faith effort on either the part of the Syrian government, the regime, and the opposition after so much bloodshed in Syria to enter into a viable dialogue that could lead to a political transition.
And do you feel that we're now beyond that point? There has been so much bloodshed on both sides that there is no chance of dialogue anymore.
Yes, I think this is the problem that brought about Kofi Annan's stepping down. The establishing a ceasefire, as Foreign Minister Lavrov said, ceased the killing on both sides, and the violence is obviously a prerequisite for a political transition to take place. But as the toll, the human tragic toll in Syria has grown to such magnitude that there is very scant prospect for a viable politically negotiated transition to a post-Assad regime to take place. This is the conundrum that the Syrian people face in the first instance.
Now, you were ambassador to Syria when Bashar's father, Hafez, was in power. From what you know of this regime, will Bashar step down? Will he leave the country?
Well, of course, I was dealing with Hafez al-Assad, the father of Bashar al-Assad. It was Hafez al-Assad who put this system in place, who established the Ba'athist regime under his aegis for many years, since the early 1970s. And he created a very, very powerful security and political structure based on the Ba'ath Party that Bashar al-Assad inherited. What I can say is that the father really was a strategic thinker who knew where the red lines were, both in domestic and foreign policy. What I fear is that Bashar al-Assad does not have that same sensitivity of where the red lines are, and therefore has, wittingly or unwittingly, been very responsible for the chaotic situation we see in Syria today.
Okay, Edward Djerejian, very good to get your thoughts there. Thanks for joining us.